So if you watched last week's video where I'm opening just 8 regular booster packs for Lorcana Fabled, you would have seen in there that there was a pack that I opened that only contained 11 cards. They typically, well, not typically, they contain 12 normally, but this one pack that I opened, there was only 11. So I wanted to come on here and just tell you the story, the aftermath, what's happened after that. Just so that if anyone else comes across this, you know what my experience was. So let's get into it. When I was opening that pack, obviously I did not realize that there was only 11 cards in the pack, but I noticed it when I came to editing because I always put the little the numbers and the value of the cards on my screen. And when I was editing it, I was like, that was not, I have a leftover number here because I copy paste the dings. Anyway, this sounds so silly, but I copy paste the little dinging noise, and there's always 13 of them because there's always the 12 plus the pack total, or the little ding 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 ding. Anyway, so when I was editing that video, I noticed that after I did the 13 of them, there was a leftover ding, which sounds absurd, but there was a leftover ding, and I was like, that's odd. How many did I use? And I counted them, and I was like, there's only 11 card dings and then the pack total ding. I was like, that's really odd. So I watched it back 3, 4, 5 times, and I was like, no, this is super odd. And then I was like, okay, no, it's definitely only 11 cards. And that's why I did that little snippet in the middle going, I realized, there's only 11 cards, blah, 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 what I said. And, after I realized and after I edited that video, I uploaded it and all that jazz. I had the footage of just that pack opening, the actual ripping it open, getting the cards out, flipping through all the cards, and everything. And you can clearly see that there's no, I'm not hiding any cards, any of that stuff. And so I take that snippet of footage and I send it off to Ravensburger. I found an email address on Google for sales@ravensburger.com.au, blah, blah, blah. And I send it to them with a little paragraph of what's happened, and awaited a response. From that, I got nothing. There was no response at all. No contact has been made from Ravensburger to me about the situation. Anyway, then I was talking to someone about it the next day, and I was like, oh, I haven't heard anything. Don't really know what you can even do in this situation. And I was like, oh, it's only one card. It's, it's nothing. But the point of the matter is, if it happens again and again and again, that's kind of a problem. So this person I was talking to was like, oh, you should contact the store that you bought the cards from. So I was like, okay, I will. So I always buy my cards either from the local TCG shop here where I live, or I go to Mr. Toy's Toy World because they are the cheapest stockists of these bad boys. So I called them up and I said, because that's where I bought them from, on this particular set of cards. And I called Mr. Toys and I said, I'm so sorry. This is going to be the weirdest phone call that you have all day. But I just have to tell you something. So I collect the Disney Lorcana Fable cards, and I opened a pack and it only had 11 cards in it. And she goes, oh, how many cards are supposed to be in there? I said, 12. And she goes, oh, okay, that's really odd. I've never heard of this happening before. And I was like, yeah, no, me neither. And I said to her, look, I've got the footage of me opening the pack. I'm happy to show you the footage, yada, yada, yada. And she goes, let me just talk to my manager real quick. So she puts me on hold and she goes to talk to my manager, which is fine. She comes back and she goes, do you have your receipt? And I was like, I don't actually have the receipt, but I do have, on my phone, the transaction on my bank app. And she goes, oh, okay, that's fine. So we'll just need to see that, and we'll need to see the footage of you opening the pack, and we'll need all of the cards from the footage back. And I was like, sure, no worries, happy to do that. And she goes, oh, and one more thing, we actually also need the foil packaging that it came in, as in this thing. And I was like, ooh, that's gonna be a problem because I opened this a couple weeks ago. And I definitely do not keep the foil packaging, because why would you need to keep the foil packaging? She goes, yeah, without that there's not much we can do. And I was like, bugger. All right, well, that is an anticlimactic end to the story, basically. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's only one card. I'm not like kicking up a stink about it. I don't really care that much. If it was, say, like, because okay, so in a pack, like you obviously have like there's like 9 pretty common or uncommon cards, and that's about it. And then you've got, card 10, 11 are normally like rares or more rares and better. And then you got the 12th card, which is the foil. It wasn't any of those. It was obviously one of the 9 regular old ones. So it wasn't like, it's not that big of a deal. I just thought it was an interesting little tidbit. I've never seen someone opening a pack that only had 11 cards in it. I watch a lot of videos of people opening packs, and I'm in a lot of Facebook groups and group chats and Discord channels of all this stuff happening, and it's not something that I've ever seen people come across before. So I guess I just wanted to put this out there and just say, this was my experience. And one thing to note as well is that I'm not like mad about it, if that makes sense. I'm purely just like talking about it so that everybody, it's not something that you see all the time. This has not happened to people. So I'm just talking about it. If you do come across an 11 card pack, there's not much you can do. Cut your loss. You're down a card. Oh well. Yeah. Unless you can be bothered chasing up and keeping your foils and keeping your receipts and everything, there's really not much that's going to happen. You've just gotten unlucky. So, but yes, anyway, that's it. That's the story. So I will, catch you next week with a regular video of opening packs, of course. And hopefully this doesn't happen again. And yeah, like, follow, subscribe, hit the bell. I don't know. Do all the things. Comment. Ravensburger, email me back. See you next week with a regular video. Bye.